Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 boys, and today we're knocking out this house. I am standing in my youngest son's room right now. This is where we're going to start. I'm going to start straightening up his room. He has a nap in about an hour, so I figured I would start here, and then I will work my way to downstairs that I will knock out while he is napping. So if you guys like this kind of content, make sure you thumbs up, like, subscribe, and hang out with me. Put me in your headphones, put me on your TV, and let's just hang out and have a little chit chat and get our houses clean together. So we are into another cleaning video and full-fledged into doing a deep clean on my toddler's room. This room was desperately in need of a clean and reorganized, and we also had just gotten a dresser. So a couple of videos ago, I redid my oldest son's room. We decluttered a bunch of his clothes and everything, and in that process, we recently got him a new dresser. So I switched his old dresser into Griffin's room. And Griffin honestly doesn't have a lot of clothes, so we really didn't need the dresser, but I didn't want to just throw it away. So we put it in Griffin's room. As you can see, his crib does have storage underneath it, but when we moved, that drawer underneath it broke. So I still keep it under there and I use it for storage, but it's not as accessible as me needing to go in there every day. So I usually just shove the books that we read every night. He usually has 3 or 4 books that are his favorites, and so those go under there so we can quickly grab them, and then I just shove it back in there. I don't know what happened to it, but it got stuck somehow. So you guys saw me fiddling with it, trying to get it to release so that I could get under there and actually put it back the way it goes. But yeah, the room really needed me to give it a touch up. I am going to do the floors, sweep, mop everything, and give it a little bit of reorganization and a fresh touch. So if you guys love this video, please take the time to thumbs up and keep watching to see how the room turns out. These organizers are actually from IKEA. They're actually a pretty popular storage system that I've seen a lot of people have. Usually I see them in the wood grain, but I felt like this solid white matched kind of the room a little bit better, at least in San Diego. I actually wanted gray to match the crib, but we couldn't find it, so we just went with this storage unit. This actually was in my oldest son's room. The other half of it is in his room currently, but Griffin's room is too small to have both of them next to each other, so we just split them up, put one in Phoenix's room and one in Griffin's room. And it seems to be working nicely. Now, I do think I really want to switch to having a storage system that has cabinets. I am very sensitive to visual clutter. And so having to have everything open like this with the bins full of toys just makes me feel like the room isn't quite put together. And you can see this room is kind of a hodgepodge of things that we have just kind of collected over time and have just reused them in the way that works for us. And I feel like that's a bit more common than some of the other super curated creators on TikTok or on YouTube or any of the platforms that this is a little bit more normal in my eyes. Just furniture that functions and you kind of go with what you have at the time. And it works out really nicely for us. So this room has been a work in progress. I've been, touching up things here and there. And then I also think that in the next year or so, we will probably be moving into a bigger house, which is the goal. And then we will switch Griffin over to a big boy bed, probably to a twin bed. Right now we have this modified toddler bed, which works because he's a toddler, but eventually we do want to put him into a twin size bed so that he will have more room to grow. But again, this room is super tiny. I don't even think we could fit a twin bed in here, especially with every wall having a window or a door on it. It makes it really awkward to put a bed. So we probably would have to put a bed right in the middle of the room. And then there wouldn't be anywhere for him to play. So, like I said, we'll have to figure it out when we get to that point. But for now, this little reorganization that I'm doing will just help us function a little bit better with what we got. So one of the areas that I really struggled with in this room, trying to reorganize it, was this closet. This closet is super tiny. The spot that you can see through that door is literally all the storage that we have. So it makes it tough to store toys. Back in San Diego, we had like a whole playroom area for Griffin, and so we had to consolidate all the toys down into these bins when we moved, obviously for traveling purposes, but then there's nowhere to like set them out. So if you guys have any tips for how you store things like train tracks, or mostly train tracks and Lego and things like that, let me know. These bins are two different styles of train tracks, and then there's another bin in there that's empty because we normally have the Mario set that you guys, I think you've already seen it in the previous clip, but you'll see it here again in a second. But it's the Mario Kart racetrack, and it breaks down into pieces, but the pieces are massive. It like breaks down to like 1 foot by 1 foot pieces. And so that's really actually tough to store as well. So if you guys have any tips for like how to store things like that, how you store train tracks, how you store stuff like that, we have so many of them, and he doesn't play with them every single day. So they stay stored away, pretty often. And yeah, I think it's just a space thing. Like if we had a little bit more space, we would be able to just leave them in the bins and then just shove them in the closet and then pull them out, and that would work. But I'm open to ideas. You guys let me know what you do with your toddlers, toys, what you do with big toys. There's also that Hot Wheels track that you see over in the corner. That's a Mario Hot Wheels track, and it literally breaks down, but it has to break down into another bin because all the pieces are so big. So let me know what you guys do with like big toys. We also have a wooden train set as well as the regular train set that's in that white bin. That's all of the wooden trains and blocks in that white bin. So we kind of, like I said, we just have a million bins all over the house. So anyways, all of your tips on how you do your toy storage, what you guys use. Do you guys use this same toy system in your playrooms? And yeah, just leave me tips down below in the comments. All right, so now that we have finished the floors and finished putting everything back where it goes, we are now going to move on to this bookshelf over here. Now, I am a hoarder of really 3 things. Books is one of them. Photos and videos is another one. And I am trying my best to declutter all of those things as much as I can. But when it comes to books, I just have a hard time getting rid of them, especially if it's a book that my oldest son loved when he was little. I just love to hold on to them and see them, and I get all the warm and fuzzies, even if it's a book Griffin doesn't even like or he's too old for. Like, we have some books in here that are like one word on a page, like, oh, what color is this? What shape is this? That like Griffin is way too old for now. But I just hold on to them because I think they're so cute, and I really need to get rid of them and donate them to our local library. But I think I still, even when we don't have kids, will have a hard time getting rid of books. The other thing too is that books are so expensive nowadays. Maybe they've always been expensive and I just didn't realize that, but they are so expensive. A kid's book is like between $15 and $20 for one book. So I'm so grateful for a public library, but I'm also grateful for this library of books that we've accumulated here, of children's books that we've accumulated at our home. It is honestly a priceless set. We have a bunch of Dr. Seuss books, which are honestly, I don't think will ever get old. I'm sure that if I held on to them, my kids would pass them down to their kids. So we're just going to hold on to them, but it's nice now that everything in this room is reset and organized. and it'll just make everyone a lot happier. This little light set that you can see on the ceiling, we just got for Griffin. It's super cute. I ordered it off Amazon, and he likes to sleep in a dark room, but not like a super dark room. He also kind of is one of those kids that has a tough time falling asleep, and he sits up and stares at the ceiling and talks to himself and sings and everything. And we normally have white noise in there, but I think he just needed something like visual that he can look at that'll help him like doze off. And so my oldest son was actually saying that, hey mom, why don't we get like a ceiling thing? Because Phoenix had one when he was little that was like a space one that went on the ceiling. And so he's like, mom, why don't we get one of those for Griffin? Also, Griffin, thankfully, now as I'm recording this, he hasn't had that happen to him in probably a month now, but he was having nightmares about spiders being in his room and in his bed. I don't know where it came from, but apparently 3-year-olds, like, their imagination is so vivid, and they can just create these scenarios in their heads that cause them to have some, like, nightmares. So he was waking up in the night screaming. He wouldn't sleep in his room. So we were like, what can we do to make him feel like his room is safe and, like, comfortable and fun again? And that was when we kind of thought, okay, what should we do? And my oldest Phoenix, was like, we should get him a nightlight. And so we got him a regular nightlight, but he was like, no, get him like a nightlight that has the projections on the ceilings. And that way, that will just make him feel more comfortable. He'll have something else to think about in his room when he's sleeping, and then he can doze off and just like see, the pretty lights on the ceiling. So he loves that. I can leave the link in my description box, or you guys can send me you guys can leave me a comment, and I will send you the link. Otherwise, just go on Amazon, and they have a million different kinds of night lights that project on the ceiling, and he loves that one. This particular one also has like the dinosaur one you saw. It also has space, and then it has it has ocean, and then it has space, stars, and like planets and stuff. So he loves it. I'm sure your toddlers will love it too. It's super pretty. I'm sure they have like a more girl themed one. That one was kind of like, in my opinion, like a boy one with like space and dinosaurs and things like that. So I think they have like a more girl one that is like maybe different colors and not like the deep blues and reds and things like that. But yeah, I think it's worked out perfectly. I think I did see one that's like unicorns or something like that. Like a unicorns and like fairies and princesses and something like that. So yeah, if you have a little girl, they have like different types on Amazon for that. And it worked for us to help him with his bad dreams. So hopefully it will work for one of your kids.
Saw you today when I wasn't looking. There was a sway in the trees above that told me you were near. And I heard your voice when I wasn't listening. There was a sweet noise I'd never heard before, singing in the breeze. Tasted sweetness when I was thirsty. The warm summer rain on my window pane is light falling from the sky. And I felt your hand when I couldn't feel a thing. It was the touch of my baby boy. He loves me and doesn't yet know why. I
that the master bedroom is all nice and tidied, we are moving on to the master bathroom. And y'all, this shower was like borderline embarrassing. I needed to clean it so bad. It was just getting super gross. And yeah, so finally got to cleaning this. The only thing about it is that this insert is super old. And so it's tough to clean and like get hard water stains and things like that out of it. So I think I'm gonna have to invest in like something that's a little bit stronger to clean, that hopefully won't like continue to break things down. Part of the shower is like flaking off and things like that. And I've told you guys before in previous videos that we rent a house here in North Carolina, and this house is very old. And so a lot of the things are falling apart. And so we kind of have to do with what we can, like while we're staying here. So with this shower, it is old, like I said. And so it needs replacing. And it does make cleaning it kind of tough because, like I said, parts of it are like flaking off and it needs to be resealed or just generally replaced. So it makes cleaning it a little bit hard. It never actually feels super clean to me because of kind of where the stains build up. It just is hard to clean. So all of that said, I was able to get the shower looking a lot nicer than it was before, but I do think I'm going to get something like the pink stuff maybe to have it like sit in the bottom of the tub for a while, and then I can wipe it out and see if that helps with the like staining on the bottom of the tub. The spray that I used in there is actually a bleach spray, so that helped to clean it as good as I could get it, but I definitely need to find something else to clean it better because I wasn't like 100% happy with it, but for now it'll work. It is a lot cleaner than it was, and I honestly hate cleaning tubs and showers. I think that is like the top of my list. I know a lot of people don't like laundry or dishes, but I would have to say I'd rather clean like 10 toilets than clean a shower, to be honest. So now that we got that shower cleaned, I'm super happy. It feels so nice to be in a nice clean shower. Something about taking the first shower in a clean shower or sleeping in the bed with a fresh set of sheets just makes you feel so much better about life. And that's another thing. I didn't change the sheets in our bedroom because I had just changed the sheets the day before. So that's why I didn't change the sheets and I just made it up. But I did get to Griffin sheets. You guys didn't see me put them back on, but I did get them washed and dried and put back on for the next night. We had actually run out of all of our sheets for his room because he has 2 covers and then a bunch of crib sheets. But for some reason, they were all dirty. I think it was because I was doing laundry and I had gotten behind. And so I didn't have like washer space to get them all washed. So by the end of the day, I was able to put fresh sheets on Griffin's bed and finish making up his bed. I just didn't film that there for you guys. So just heads up, we did get the sheets done. And one space that I actually did want to take care of that I didn't get to this day, I ended up cleaning for like 4 hours this particular day, with a break here and there for a nap for Griffin and then dinner, and then Phoenix comes home from school part of the way. So I did have to take a couple breaks, but I started at like 10 a.m. and it finished around the time Phoenix got home from school. So it was about 3 o'clock. So I was literally cleaning the entire day. But the one room that I didn't get to tackle was Phoenix's room. So his room is actually not even that messy, but I just wanted to tidy it up for him, like do things like mop the floors and like sweep and vacuum in there. But I did not get to that. So I will have to carve out some time later, or I can have him do it, honestly, because he is big now. He can vacuum, and then the Swiffer is super easy for him to use. So he can vacuum and he can Swiffer in there, and then his room will be a lot better. But he's actually been doing so well. I don't know how many videos ago, but I did a video of me doing a declutter on his room, and Phoenix helped me clean his room. It was a complete disaster. And we went through together and cleaned his whole room. And I think now we have decluttered the room. We've gone through all of his toys, gone through all of his clothes. And I think that has really been a game changer for him being able to keep his room organized and clean. Having less stuff really does make it easier to keep spaces organized. So I put the little dropper in the back of the toilet. We switched to purple droppers. So now all of our toilets are purple instead of blue. Not a big fan of the purple. We will be switching back to the blue. But I got that all taken care of. And now we're going to move on to downstairs in our guest bathroom. And you guys see me clean this space probably a lot because, like I say in every video, this room gets used a lot. So we're going to do this. We're going to switch over some laundry. And then we're going to finish up in the kitchen.
Joseph's dream coat on the floor. awkward portraits from the local school next door. Leave the snowbirds where they lie. Let them dream about the kingdoms in their mind. Did you get lost in the woods? White as snow fills your boots. Did you speak to God? Did she whisper what she wrote? Where you go, I can't follow. Where your shaky hands would lead. All your words I will borrow and make sense of what they mean. Oh, the things I know. The glow of television light, the humming microwave spin, supper from last night. Basement boxes lost in time, buried secrets of a quiet family life.
All right, now we're moving over into my corner of the home that is just constantly an eyesore to me, is this little play space in the corner of our living room. As you can see in that wide shot, that our living room is very, very long. The fireplace is like right in the middle of the room, but there's a beam that goes down the middle of the room, so you have to split up the space. And so you have like one half that's like living room, and then you just have this random space tucked away to the side of the fireplace that we have dedicated to play space. And it really never looks organized or decluttered or clean to me because we just have all of these bright colored toys in our living room. So I do my best to just vacuum it up, set everything up, pick all the little stuff up off the floor, get it in this basket, and then just make it look more presentable. I'm going to insert a picture of what I want to eventually reset this room as for the playroom. I was on ChatGPT having it help me figure out what I wanted to do, how I wanted to organize it, what I wanted it to look like, and it honestly was a game changer. So one of these days it will look like that, but for now, this is the best we got.
Did you go out on the lake? Find what's washed up after it rains. Did you speak to a ghost? Did she whisper what she wrote? Where you go, I can't follow. Where your shaky hands will lead. All your words I will borrow and make sense of what they mean. Things I know.
So we're actually going to end this video in the kitchen. Normally I start my videos in the kitchen, but I really wanted to get that upstairs tackled And I knew that if I started in my kitchen, I would never make it upstairs. So I wanted to say again, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hope you guys found this video inspirational and motivational, and you were able to knock out those spaces in your home that needed a little special touch and a little clean. So again, if you like this video, please join the community, please subscribe, and thumbs up this video, and introduce yourself in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
And make sense of what they mean. All the things I know.